Okay. Good morning, everyone. This is the session meant for students, mainly high schoolers. Um, when kids are in high school, I know there are a lot of challenges for them. The learning part is one challenge, and second important challenge is selecting the path. Which path are you going? So that you need to prepare yourself for college. uh, I don't know if we go back to our scenario back in India. We followed a steady conventional track. So if you are passing out to 10th, and there are two options: are you good in math or science, I mean biology, or commerce. Based on that, you will take one of those combinations, like math or by PC, or commerce or history, like that in intermediate. After that, you will have another choice whether you want to go to chemistry or biology or math. So it was mostly driven by parents or friends or conventional wisdom there. But here, I mean, also times have changed, and even we are in US, so the challenges are different here. So uh, finding out their path is a very challenging part for students. And sometimes they think they are going in one direction, and after a couple of years they know that oh, maybe this is not what I want to be, so they will try to shift it. Of course, the system has the flexibility to give you an opportunity to switch and move on to another direction. But I thought, what we thought from PTA youth group, we recently started this group, and this group is basically meant to use the community wisdom, whatever is there within us. Within our community, we have scientists, we have entrepreneurs, we have technocrats, all kinds
Your
of business
full
experts, all kinds of people.
knowledge
So
and
they can give better direction to
opportunities.
our students than depending on some of the consulting companies who will basically take money and try to give some ideas about how to go forward. So in this direction, if you all remember, some of you participated, we conducted a few sessions with college students, speaking to high school students about their experience in terms of selecting their career, and then SAT, all those things. We have organized a few meetings successfully, and everyone appreciated. So in the same direction, we want to extend these conversations with various subject experts, not only in the science and business entrepreneurship. We will bring within our community who are having that expertise to guide us properly, and then give our students a better sense of their path. So what direction they want to go. So I also invited few other scientists to give their inputs here. Latagaru, Ramna. I also asked Srinivas. I don't know if he is here, and anyone else is here who is expertise in this direction. Please participate in the discussion and help our students. So that's the goal. Though we started this as a community effort limited to Pennsylvania area, but wisdom has no boundaries. So anybody can, from US, from anywhere, they can join and um, participate in these discussions. So We will try to do more like this in the future. And if you know any contacts towards that, who can really help us in advancing these conversations, please contact us and let us know those experts so that we will bring them in. Now I will give it to Mahinder. Mahinder is an accomplished scientist from Boston. He has, you might have seen his profile. He has a very good, outstanding profile. And but more than his profile, what I like most is his willingness to share his expertise. Whenever I proposed something in terms of giving a seminar or participating in a conference, he never said no. Sometimes, especially when conferences are going on in India, it will be in the morning time for them and late night for us. He joined some of the conferences like after 12 and then gave the presentation. And during, especially in the COVID time, he gave so many presentations to so many groups, and he was, I think, he was considered as a COVID warrior. So because he's trying to spread the knowledge about the COVID and make it better for people. And he was constantly featured on TV9 also in the conversations, along with other experts from India. So he is our proud alumni from Usmania, and I welcome Mahinder, and please add your whatever I missed from your profile. Please introduce yourself, Mahinder, and then let's start the conversation. Over to you, Mahinder.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, Ravi, for kind introduction. You didn't miss anything actually. You said more than what I am. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. I always enjoy conversations with high school students, even middle school students as well. So yeah, today I'm trying to. I mean, my expertise rely on STEM-based education or STEM-based subjects fields. So what I thought is like lots of high school students. I mean, as a graduate student, I worked with high school students in the lab. So many people have so many questions. Students actually, many high school students or middle school students have so many questions on how to build their career, which subject to pick, what subjects have a better job opportunities, entrepreneurial opportunities, because the world has been changing a lot, right? So I thought, let me introduce whatever my expertise, which is a STEM areas, STEM fields. So I would like to give an introductory talk about the STEM fields and how the job markets are, what kind of opportunities are there, and then I'm going to end with the current trends in the technology side or in the STEM fields, where it is heading towards. And then, I would like to keep this more as a interactive session. Whenever you feel like you have a question, raise your hand, or unmute yourself and stop me and ask a question on the same slide that I'm going to present. So let's make this as more of an interactive session. But and also, I mean, I'm happy to help you guys, guide, advise you even after this session. I'll send you this presentation to Ravi and all of you. You can share among you. You will see these blue color highlighted text, which has the links. If you click on those links, you'll get additional information in my presentation. So I'll share the presentation with you all. And after this session, let's say after a couple of months, if you have some questions or anything, feel free to reach out to me. All right. So let me share my presentation and we'll get going. Give me 1 second. And I would like to thank PTA Youth Group for the invitation. So that's the main important thing, and you guys are amazing. So organizing these kind of sessions is great, and you have a very good mentor, Ravi. Thanks, Ravi. Thanks for organizing and encouraging our kids. Let me share the presentation. I'm trying to. Right. Share. Ravi, can you give me permission to share my screen? Because I think the sharing is disabled here. Yeah, Ravi, are you there? The sharing is disabled. Can you give access? Now I can do that. All right. Got
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I just sorry. I got it.
Yes, sure. I believe everybody can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Give me 1 second. Try to move. All right. All right. So this is the topic: STEM education and career opportunities. So when you say STEM, what STEM stands for? It's an acronym. It's a curriculum actually that integrated knowledge from 4 different fields. S stands for science, T stands for technology, E stands for engineering, M for mathematics. And integrated knowledge from all of these to learn, understand, work from the knowledge gained from these 4 different fields. And this acronym was coined by National Science Foundation in the United States in 2001. Before STEM, it used to call the SMET, but later on they did some brainstorming and then decided to um, create this acronym because at the time, like late 90s, the science has been rapidly changing. The world has been rapidly changing. The problems that we are encountering is required multiple disciplines come together, work together to find the solutions. That's where it came from. And what is the STEM? So the STEM is, like I said, 4 different fields. It's a focused approach to the integrated education of all these 4 different fields: science, engineering, technology, and mathematics, to find innovative solutions to the difficult, the real world problems. What do you mean the real world problems? For example, let's say, in for example, for past 2 years, all of us have been going through one of the difficult problems, which is COVID-19, a disease, coronavirus, caused by the coronavirus, right? It's a disease, and how it is started, what it is comes under the science group. So people, the scientists, study how this disease started, and the pathology, another a branch of the science which studies how this disease developed, which kind of organs in the body will be impacted. Now, so that study you can learn from a pathology, and it comes under the science as well. And also, how can we treat this? How can we prevent this? All these treatment options. So these 3 different areas covered by the science. And the problem is the COVID-19, right? So the next thing is the technology. How do you detect? How do you diagnose this COVID-19 disease? RT-PCR, you may have heard RT-PCR from past 2 years, many times, right? RT-PCR is a machine, it's a technology, it's a technology that has been developed to detect the virus and various different diseases. So this comes under the technology. So technology and science both are integrated to detect, study the COVID-19. But engineering, how engineering is helping? So like I said, RT-PCR is a technology, but you need a machine to run that technology, right? The engineering, that's the division that builds these instruments or equipment, the RT-PCR equipment. Now, science, technology, engineering, both 3 of them are integrated to solve the COVID-19 problem. But how does the math help in here? So whatever the data you generate using the RT-PCR technology, you have to calculate, you have to analyze, you need math for that. In addition to that, there's so many mathematical models, mathematical prediction models also developed to fight with this disease successfully. So that's how all these 4 STEM fields are kind of worked together from past 2 years to fight with COVID-19 disease. We have developed so many therapeutics, so many antibodies, vaccines. All of them are the hard work from various different scientists from all the 4 these STEM fields. So what are the STEM fields and majors? Let's go a little bit more deeper into that. The first one is the first letter in the acronym STEM is science. Science means you have to observe, like observing the problem, you're identifying the problem, then you have to describe what it is, what's going on, then you do some experiments to figure it out what it is, right? I just explained on COVID-19. So there are some natural sciences are comes under this area, this field, which is life sciences, we can call biology, physical sciences, you may call physics, chemical sciences, chemistry, earth sciences, medicine, and from past 2 3 decades, computer science has been added as well. It's becoming more and more prominent in solving the real world problems. The next one is the T, which is the technology side, computer technology, medical technology, biotechnology, space technology. Various different technologies are being developed from past several decades. And technology means, you have advanced the scientific discovery, scientific question, where whatever you find in the science, you advance, you progress, and you create something new to study and understand whatever the science discovers. Next one is E, engineering, which is engineering basically. So it integrates, it works collaboratively with science and technology to design some machines, right? Mechanical, electrical engineering, electrical devices, aerospace engineering, chemical technologies, and biological engineering. These are all comes under these majors. These are like brief majors, but they may have some other uh, disciplines in the subdisciplines, subdivisions in there. Mathematics, pure mathematics, applied mathematics, statistics, or come under the mathematics field. I mean, mathematics means measuring, formulating, quantifying stuff, and you compute, right? So that you use math to compute stuff, right? So these are the majors, like majors in the STEM area, but they may have subdivisions as well. So what are the benefits of a STEM education? What you will learn, what you get. The most important benefits are the critical thinking skills. You'll develop critical thinking skills, and your problem solving skills also improve. So critical thinking skills, what are the critical thinking skills? Observations. So your observation knowledge will be, you will observe things or questions or problems, and you try to think multiple different ways how to analyze it, and your analysis capabilities will be improved, and your inference, whatever you learn from whatever the problem you see, you will analyze, you inform to others in a better way, and you communicate, you collaborate. So sometimes to understand a problem, you work with others, which is called collaboration. You communicate very well. And your problem solving skills, the second one is, I say, the problem solving is here is a loop. You identify the problem, and then you explore it, then you select the best idea out of that, and then you build, you test, then you evaluate the results. These are all come under the critical thinking steps. They work together. And also, in addition to these two, your creativity, innovation will go up. Like I said, teamwork and collaboration, your communication skills will be improved, and then you'll build a lot and lots of self-confidence when you started solving the problem. So what kind of career options you can have in the STEM path? So I've listed, there are so many, but only some of the selected jobs, like software developer, electrical engineer, web developer, data scientist, computer network architect, statistician, petroleum engineer, mathematician. These are some of the popular, but there are so many others also. 1 hour is not enough to describe all of them. And then you can see the salary ranges as well in here. Just an average national average salary for a physicist who is a doctor, data scientist around 100K, statistician. It's a pretty decent salary, right? PL cell engineer, a biological scientist. These are probably like 10 years old averages, 10, 15. Now you can add like 20, 25% more current scenario, so that you can get a better approximation of the salary ranges of all these computer programmers. You can see that, right? So what kind of education levels you need to achieve these kind of jobs that I mentioned in the previous slide. So right now you're in the high school. I don't have to go through this. You already know preschool, primary, middle, high school, and then you go to the college where you have a 4 years degree. And you also have all these years. After the college, you may find a job. You go for a job, or you can continue your further education, which is going to the graduate school. There, you may get a master's degree, which is within like 2 to 3 years after your college, or you may get a doctorate education within 4 to 5 or 6 years, 4 to 6 years. And depending upon your education level, your job prospects increases, and then your paychecks also be increased. So with the bachelor degree, you can have, these are some of the examples. It's not quite only 3 options, but so many others are there. I just give some as an example. You can see the salary ranges with the bachelor degree, right? And here is a master degree opportunity. So there are some minor difference between job opportunity with a bachelor degree versus a master degree. But the knowledge you gain and the position, the leadership position that you get master degree, the chances to get the master degree more than the bachelor degree. But if you go to the top total education, you complete your PhD or you finish your medical doctor profession, you see the salary ranges, how they are hiking, right? Almost pretty much double from the bachelor degree. So the time you spend in the grad school is that's what gives you back to gain a better earning opportunities as well. So these opportunities, where can we find all these opportunities? I mentioned the job opportunities, and then I mentioned some salary ranges, and then education levels. Where can you find all these opportunities, these jobs? There are three different entities: the government, the academia, and industry. The government means the national laboratories, healthcare. So let's take a look at a little bit more deeper. So national laboratories, healthcare organizations like CDC, FDA, National Institute of Health, National Science Foundation, NASA, all these are kind of national government agencies, government organizations. Some of them are under healthcare, some of them are space. And there are about 20-25 national laboratories dedicated in the United States, dedicated towards the STEM education, STEM research, to find out solutions. Like in all these agencies work together in a collaborative manner, where you can find plenty of opportunities, job opportunities with a very good paycheck. The second one is pharmaceutical companies or industrial, right? Pharma companies, biotech companies, manufacturing industries. For example, Pfizer, Moderna. I think these two company names, you've been hearing them from past 2 years a lot, I guess, right? Because of the COVID-19 vaccine. There's a Merck, DuPont, Toyota Research Institute, vehicle manufacturing companies. There are so many other are there, but I just gave five as an example. So with plenty of opportunities for the jobs that I mentioned in my previous slide. The third option is in the universities, the graduate schools, community colleges, hospitals. For example, Harvard Hospital, Harvard University, MIT, Massachusetts of Technology, Boston Children's Hospital. Plenty of opportunities for scientists, technicians, doctors, practitioners, various different opportunities you can find in there. Why not? So let's see job opportunity. How about the entrepreneurial opportunity? Is there a success? Is there any success? You may think that, okay, WhatsApp, Facebook, they like in the past 2 decades, they just, whoever the founder of these technology companies, they made lots and lots of money. That kind of thing happens in the STEM field. Yes, you can take a look at this here. There's a company called Kite Pharmaceuticals, which is a cell therapy company. It was founded in 2009. In 2017, it was acquired by Gilead, another big company, for $11.9 billion. You can see that, how much money is being, within like 10 years, approximately, this company was bought by another big company and they made lots and lots of money. You can see that this is an entrepreneurial opportunity. Juno Therapeutics, founded in 2013, and this was even faster. Within 5 years, Celgene acquired it for 11.1 billion. You can see the money down here, right? So these are both of them are cell therapy companies. Avexis, and this is another gene therapy company. So $8.7 billion acquired. It's founded in 2010, acquired in 2018 by Novartis, another big company. Loxo Oncology, $8 billion. Moderna Therapeutics, vaccine company. This was all these companies started like 5-6 people in the beginning, very small scale. But now they grow, like Moderna grew to up to $8.1 billion market cap. It went into the public, right? Now within like 8 years span. So the value of the company is so high. And Spark Therapeutics, this is another gene therapy company. So you have entrepreneurial opportunities too, not only like in a job opportunity, but also if you are creative, you have some cool idea, you would like to start a company. Yes, you can start that, and then there is plenty of earning opportunities successfully. And I didn't give the names. I think most of you familiar with these faces, and all of these guys are STEM graduates. See, Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon, and then he acquired all of these companies, and he started a Blue Origin, which is another space company. He's majored in electrical engineering and computer science. And Elon Musk, right, Tesla owner, he's majored in physics and economics from University of Pennsylvania. He started multiple companies and running in parallel. Initially, he was, I think, as an high school student or an undergrad, he started PayPal and he sold it to another company. So he's also a STEM major. He has a STEM major. And Michael Dell, who's the owner of the Dell Technologies. He acquired a bunch of these companies, and he's a pre-med at University of Texas Austin. And then he's a successful entrepreneur, grown as a successful entrepreneur. Sergey Brin, he's the founder of Google. Google as an alphabet. He's majored in math and computer science from University of Maryland, College Park. He joined in a PhD at Stanford, but he quit in the middle to start the Alphabet, the Google company. And now you see how it's grown, one of the biggest companies. So I would like to say, not only STEM majors, not only the STEM sciences, other places also you can excel if you're in STEM majors, because the benefits that I mentioned, critical thinking skills and problem solving skills that automatically always helps you to excel in any other different areas as well. So I mentioned in the science, I will go a little bit more deeper into what kind of opportunities, options do you have in each a field, each area of the STEM science. I said natural sciences. There are some of these majors like physics, chemistry, earth sciences, biology, medicine. But let's say biology has so many other divisions. I'm not going to go into all of these. There's some of them, so many of them. But I'll give you some a glimpse. Some of the interesting uh, uh, trending majors. So in biology and medicine, it comes from the zoology and botany. Zoology is studying the animals, botany is studying plants, right? General medicine, dentistry, nutrition. You can study nutrition to become a dietitian, diagnostics, psychology, molecular biology, cell biology, ecology, environmental biology, genetics. This is much more popular nowadays. Synthetic biology, another trendy science, that chemical biology, another one. So what is this molecular and biology? In the molecular biology, microbiology. In microbiology, what you study is microscopic organisms that are not visible to eye, but you have to use a microscope to study them, which is bacteria, viruses, algae, fungi, and protozoa. And in there also there are subdivisions like a bacteria, studying only bacteria, bacteriology, studying only viruses, virology. If you take a major in one of the microbiology, you will get to learn various different microorganisms and then work with them. And all the various different techniques, like culturing techniques, growing the bacteria, designing the bacteria, engineering the virus, developing the therapeutics for the bacteria and viruses, and developing antibiotics. All these techniques you may get to learn, and you can find job opportunities in that area. Molecular and cellular biology. So, in the central dogma, the study of macromolecules is the study of molecular and cellular biology, like proteins and DNA. Central dogma, when I say central dogma, so the human cell has chromosomes. Chromosomes are made of DNA, which is also called genes. Genes, the DNA will be transcribed into RNA, which is a process called transcription. RNA, then RNA becomes a protein, which uh, um, performs all the functions in our human body. Translation, the RNA to proteins, the formation is called translation. So you're studying the DNA, RNA, proteins, using the technologies you learn in the molecular and cell biology. For example, here, this is a technique called SDS page, where you separate various different proteins to understand them, study them, extract them, analyze them. So molecular and cell biology is another huge area where you learn studying the macromolecules in the body. Genetics, I mentioned, again, you go back to the central dogma, right? Chromosomes, DNA, genes, and variants, right? So in the genomics means, so some of the diseases are caused by changes in the genes, right? Which is called mutations. You may have heard this the name also because of the coronavirus mutations, right? So how these mutations are happening, or what mutations are happening in the body, you can understand if you study the genomics. And then all the technologies, you can learn, you get opportunities over there. Transcriptomics, you studying only RNA changes in the RNA, not DNA, but next level in the RNA. What are the changes that are happening? How you fix it? So if you heard of like Moderna vaccine, mRNA vaccine, right? They use mRNA to develop a vaccine against COVID-19 coronavirus. So if you study the transcriptomics, you get an idea of all of these new techniques and therapies, everything that you can learn. Another area is the chemistry in the natural sciences, which there are so many different divisions: organic, organic chemistry, physical chemistry, analytical chemistry, medicinal chemistry, biochemistry, food chemistry, computational chemistry, and the materials chemistry is one of the recently is becoming a popular and popular. I think the material that made by a material chemist we are communicating through now. I have a laptop. You are probably some of you are in the smartphone. That material is made by a material chemist. Some of the materials are called smart materials, nanomaterials, the smallest materials, biomaterials. Various different areas also have very excellent opportunities if you major in them. It's not only like you're working for the work, you may enjoy working in these various technologies. So organic and medicinal chemistry, what do they do? So if you look at this, this is also a remdesivir antiviral agent for the coronavirus. You may have heard of it. So this molecule is made by a chemist, organic chemist or a medical chemist. So these are all the different steps. It starts from these two chemicals to come to here. You have follow like 10 different test steps, and there are so many different methods are utilized in technologies are utilized in making this molecule. You will get to learn all of this majoring the organic and medicinal chemistry. Once you make the molecule, you need to analyze it, how pure it is, how pure, how when it's like a cooking, making new molecule, new chemical, like cooking. When you mix two chemicals, multiple products may come out. So you have to separate them and then analyze them, how pure they are. So using the analytical chemistry. And analytical chemistry use all various different equipment like HPLC, high pressure liquid chromatography, LCMS, liquid chromatography, together with mass spectrometry. All these various techniques you get to learn, and then you find a lot of job opportunities in the industry and academia as well as the government agencies. Material science, as I mentioned, you see LCD, LED, these are the new materials that were designed by a material chemist. And biomaterials, some of them, like contact lenses, it's a material that you put it in your eyes. It's a safe, that's why it's called biomaterial. Some of the stents you put in the body, bones, joints, like dental implants. All of them are come under the material science. There are some inorganic nanomaterials that are used for various different applications, like a separation science. You have a water filter in your house, right? That's a material that inorganic material that filters all the unnecessary molecules, all the dirt from the water, gives you pure water. Organic nanomaterials. These are all like materials. This is another exciting area to work with. Now let's move into the technology, STEM technology. There are various different technologies: biotechnology, chemical technology, information technology, medical technology, nanotechnology. All of these are different. There are so many others. I only give a few of them because of the time limit. We don't have a lot of things, a lot of time. So let me go into a little bit more detail. I'll come back to biotechnology, nano, and other technology later. But let me explain your medical technology. So if you go to a hospital, you see so many different equipment. Not only that, but also several other techniques that are utilized in the hospital settings. You get to learn if you are choosing medical technology as a major. STEM engineering. What kind of subjects do you see in STEM engineering? Aerospace engineering, electrical, mechanical engineering, chemical engineering, biological engineering. This is another exciting area which is called bioinformatics. From past 2 decades, it's becoming more and more popular. I'll explain you later in the slide. Petroleum engineering, automobile engineering, computer software engineering. I think probably you may know that because most of your parents are in this area working in software side. Nuclear engineering. Those are different subjects come under the engineering side. What is a chemical engineer? A chemical engineer designs huge chemical plants, for example, petroleum plant, right? Your petroleum is originally come from the ground as a crude oil, which has to be purified. A chemical engineer design these huge chemical manufacturing plants or chemical purifying plants. That's the major of that's the work of the chemical engineer. A civil engineer. The civil engineers, they build gigantic structures, big buildings. It takes a lot of things. A lot of time, education, knowledge, expertise. All of them comes together. A civil engineer builds lots. You may see huge bridges built by a civil engineer. Together, working with some other people as well. In STEM mathematics subjects, like a pure mathematics are there, data science, statistics, artificial intelligence, applied mathematics, biostatistics, economics, actuarial mathematics, machine learning, um, general mathematics, all of them come under the mathematics subject. In statistics, let's say one of the example I'm giving you here is a statistics. So statistician is the one who, a science, in the science you develop, you generate the data, you do the experiment, you generate the data using the technology that is developed in the technology, and using the engineered machine, you generate, like for example, sequencing data, coronavirus sequencing data that will be analyzed, or clinical trials data. Like, you're testing a new therapeutic molecule on various different people, how this data can be organized, viewed, cross-checked for error proof. So all this is being done by a statistician, and it's also there's so many job opportunities for the statistician in the market right now. So often in the STEM, there are two words you get to hear, which is the interdisciplinarity and a multidisciplinarity. That means I have given you four different fields: science, math, technology, engineering, and math. Right? Four fields, but there are so many other subdivisions in there. Some of the divisions come together to solve one problem, work together to solve one problem, like one of the engineering division, one of the math division, one of the science division. I'll show you some examples later in my slides, but that's what is called interdisciplinary. If you gain knowledge in multiple different fields, which is a multidisciplinary, and then you work on, and your chances of getting a better pay jobs will increase when you gain knowledge, expertise, experience in multiple different fields. You don't have to major in all of them. You can major one subject, but minor with a couple of more will help you understand the problem better to resolve it in a better way too. So in the biotechnology trends I mentioned, right, working together, multiple divisions in all these 10 technologies come together to develop this technology, which is called cell therapy. Right now, it's very trendy. Well, in cell therapy, what they do is CAR T cell therapy. So the human cells, the blood cells will be taken out of the human body. Like the cancer patient, there's a leukemia patient, the cells in his body taken out and re-engineered with some molecules, some kind of antigen molecules, and they grown in the lab, engineered, grown in the lab, and put them back into his body so that it will go and find the cancer cell and kill the cancer. And this cell therapy is approved by the FDA, and it's being treated for the leukemia, and so many patients are being treated now. And two examples I mentioned in my initial slides, Juno Therapeutics and Kite Pharma Therapeutics. Both of them are started in developing cell therapies and successfully developed, and then they're successful. Another new technology is called gene therapy. This is becoming more and more popular now. You may have heard this called CRISPR-Cas9 technology. So editing the gene. So gene is DNA, right? So DNA, when there is a mutation in the DNA, it causes the disease. It may not produce a protein that is not functioning well, that causes the disease. For example, sickle cell anemia or beta thalassemia. Some of the kids' blood cells have some weird shape because there is a protein called heme, which has a mutations in them. Nowadays, a lot of research is going on in there. So there are two things: a guided RNA and a Cas9 enzyme. It will guide this RNA, guide the enzyme to the site where the mutation happened, and then the enzyme fixes the mutation. Just basically removes the mutation and then fixes it, and normal normal gene will be restored, and the normal protein will be produced, and the disease will be gone. So this is the technology. It can be done in vivo. That means in the human body by edit. So you inject these enzyme and the guided RNA properly designed, then it will go inside the body and it fixes it. Or ex vivo, you take out the cells out of the body and then you engineer them with these enzyme and RNA. It will go inside and fix it. You put the cells back in the human body, they will fix the disease. So initially I mentioned this Avexis and Spark Therapeutics. Both of them were working on the gene therapy right now. This is a new trend. The other novel technology is tissue engineering. So right now you may know that the organ transplantation, a human organ can be transplanted to another human only, but there's a lot of research going on. Animal organs can be transplanted to animal organs because human organs may not be available for sufficient people, right? And it has to be stored in a certain time. It can only available for only certain time of certain people and certain areas. So if we can transform the um, organs in the animal, it will be much easier, right? So there's a lot of research ongoing called xenotherapeutics. Right now, this is currently a hot area as well. Another thing is 3D printing of the organs. So this is another area. Lots of research is ongoing. Maybe in the lab, you can print liver, you can print a heart and transplant that heart. So that's also a bone can be printed. This is another big area. Like you can see, this is an ear. That's a 3D printed ear in the lab. And it also comes under the biomaterials. All four STEM fields together working to evolve this new tissue engineering technology. Another exciting technology is called synthetic biology. What is it? Basically, it's redesigning the existing organisms. Let's say there is a bacteria, there is a virus. What they do is they cause the disease. But if you engineer the bacteria to do something good for us, virus, engineer the virus to do something good for us. For example, J&J vaccine, COVID-19 J&J vaccine. It is being engineered. There is an adenovirus, called a virus called adenovirus. It is engineered to develop a vaccine against the COVID-19. So you utilize the microorganism or protein or cell or DNA. You're engineering them. This is another growing area, which is synthetic biology. So utilizing lots of different areas like engineering the enzymes, biofuels, developing the biofuels, biodegradable materials. All of those things are being developed in this new area, synthetic biology. Another fascinating area is bioinformatics. From past 2 decades, it's becoming more and more popular. Bioinformatics is informatics, the computer science integrating with all these different areas: statistics, biology, biochemistry, chemistry, engineering. Most importantly, in DNA sequencing, genome sequencing, you generate so much data, terabytes, hundreds of terabytes, like thousands and millions of terabytes of data is generated. But controlling it, analyzing it, that's where the bioinformatics, from past 2 decades, it's becoming more and more popular. Now, so many opportunities are there. If you have a coding, computational knowledge with some science background, you can get plenty of job opportunities here. And one example, for example, human genome size is, there are 6.4 bases, the letters 80 Gs. Those are the bases they call them. 6.4 billion bases come together to form the human genome, which is 46 chromosomes, 23 pairs, right? So to analyze, to store, to understand the data, you need a new technology, which is bioinformatics. Another exciting area is nanotechnology, small size nanotechnologies. So much is, so many materials, nanomaterials are being developed. Particularly if you think Moderna vaccine, they used lipid nanoparticles to deliver the vaccine into the human body. You see, so they encapsulate, the nanoparticles are very nano size. Let's say nano means, if you take a salt grain, which is about 100,000 nanometers, but a nanoparticle is 1 to maximum 100 nanometers. So you can imagine 1,000 times lower than a salt grain. So those particles are the vaccine is encapsulated in those particles and then injected into the human body so that it will be delivered properly without any disruption, and then humans will be protected. So there's so many different materials or nanomaterials for diagnosis, for therapeutics, for fabrication, all those different applications. Even sunscreens. With the sunscreens that we use, the summer is coming, they have some nanopart. They are made of nanoparticles, zinc nanoparticles, for example. And antimicrobial creams uses some nanoparticles. This is another exciting technology, nanotechnology with multiple opportunities. So we're getting closer to end. What are the reasons to consider majoring in STEM fields? So these are the 4 important points. If you like math and science, yes, you're on the right path. You can pick a STEM, one of the STEM majors as your major, and you'll enjoy learning new technologies. You have a creative thinking process. You enjoy the learning of new technology, something new always. Then you're on the right path. You have a perseverance and patience. Patiently solve the problems, or think about it, understand about it. Then you're in the right way. And the last but not least, which is you want to make a good amount of money, more money. Yes, absolutely. Then STEM fields or the STEM path is the STEM careers is the way to go. how can you get into STEM fields? Like, oh, once you get out of the high school, or when you get to the high school, you would like to explore the opportunities. How can you do this? Most important thing you can see is finding an internship opportunity when you get some time, or maybe there are lots of paid internships. All universities, all the schools, colleges, some pharma companies, hospitals, they offer paid internships to the high school students, college graduates, college students as well. While you're going to the college, you can do the internship. Or let's say there's some not paid opportunities, but just to begin, go and volunteer in a nearby lab or university or company. If you get an chance to work with, go and volunteer there. And then you get to learn so many different things, and you gain experience based on that. Your chance of getting a job, internship, or your knowledge will be increased. And find some training opportunities, sometimes summer camps, summer training opportunities. Lots of coding camps are organized. Go there and then learn something new, so you will feel more self-confident, so that you can go into the STEM field. And here I have listed how can you find this opportunity. So here I have listed, like I said, I'm going to forward this to you. If you click on these each blue highlighted links, you'll find more additional information how to find it. But the best way to find an internship is this: Google. Go and search and find, but don't blindly believe everything what you find in the Google. Just do some research, talk to experts, experienced people, seniors, anybody. You gain some knowledge. That's the way to go. And some additional resources, I guess I'm going to forward it to you. Just go through, read through all of them. If you have any questions, um, concerns, just reach out to me. I have all of these. You can email me. You can contact me directly. You can go my LinkedIn profile, Twitter, Facebook. You can email me. Reach out to me whenever you want. I'm happy to help you and give. Thank you so much for your attention. I'm happy to answer any questions if you have.
Okay. Thanks, Mahinder. That was a great presentation. And is that you?
Yep. I have to stop sharing. How can I share that? That's not me, my son. That's my son. That
Okay.
I need to stop. I how to stop sharing. It's always.
Um,
This is always.
yeah.
Oh, I
Let
got
me
it. I
see.
found it. I found it.
Okay.
I found it.
Okay.
My son is
Okay.
coming to help me. He knows better than me. Because Zoom updates often, so it's difficult for us to update.
So there is one question from Vijita. Out of all the areas in STEM, which field do you see the most growth in within next few years?
I won't say one field. The new trends, the new trends in the biotechnology that I mentioned in my last few slides. Gene therapy, tissue engineering, cell therapy, nanotechnology. All of those are like equally important. Plenty of opportunities out there, and then they have some subfields in there.
Yep.
I hope I answered the question.
Yeah, I think, guys, it's open for questions. I think we are more inclined to learn more from the questions rather than presentation, because that's when the specifics will come out. So please ask questions. We have some scientists in this group, and they should participate in the discussion and give their point of view. And probably they can introduce what they are doing. Um, so students will find an opportunity to know more about the various experts we have in the community. So I invite all the scientists in this group. Please unmute yourself and introduce yourself.
And not only even science, you can ask about the work environment, how a scientist work in the lab, what does it mean? We have like Venkatraman is here.
Yes.
Um, he's a scientist, so
Yeah.
many others are there. So like if you want to like learn how is an internship, like if you go first day in the internship, what happens in the lab, what kind of, so you can ask questions like that, any
Yeah.
question.
One of the
Yeah,
important. thing is internships. Yeah, please go ahead. Someone is talking. Please go ahead.
Yeah, Ramana, I think Ramana is going to say
Ramna,
something. Go ahead,
please.
Ramana.
Yeah, first of all, thank you, Mahendra, in taking your time and giving nice, summary of, about the STEM program. Definitely, it will be very helpful to the students. Yeah, I
Thanks,
think,
Ramana. My
in
pleasure.
terms of, yeah, in terms of opportunities wise, definitely there are opportunities in all different areas. I think what is important for each and every student is that finding their interest in each subject area. I think finding something that you like is depending on like how you explore it, right? I think you need to explore different areas and try to find an interest, and then from there definitely you can build your career. First of all, you need to find the interest. For that you need to explore different things. That's my 10 cents.
Yeah. Please
Truly
introduce
excellent.
yourself, Ramna.
The-
Please
yeah,
introduce yourself, please.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry for that. Yeah, yeah. My name is Venkat, and yeah, some people call me Ramana. Basically, I'm a PhD scientist. I received my PhD in medicinal chemistry. I was working in GSK, GlaxoSmithKline, for more than 11 years, and recently I started my own company.
There
Basically,
you go.
what we do is we provide. Research and consulting services for the pharmaceutical and biotech companies. And I just started 2 months ago, and I'm learning a lot. That's how it works. I think this is something I really wanted to do since a long time. I
Yes.
think this is the time for me. I'm exploring myself and I'm learning new things. For example, uh, I don't know how to build my website, and I'm just trying to understand many things, and each day I'm spending more than 10 hours. So that's something I like. I wanted to
Yeah.
do it. Is it right? That's I have an interest. I don't mind to spend hundreds of hours to learn new things, but you have interest. That's why my suggestion for everyone is that find an interest, and for that you need to explore. So
Yes.
explore more and try to find hotspot for you, and just get into it.
Yeah.
And the Ramana is a good example who started as a scientist, now going towards an entrepreneurial path. So Ramana is like he graduated and he decided to work for some time so that he gained some experience before
Correct.
he starting his own company. That is kind of an additional benefit, right? So this is another example. You can see that in a community. You can see that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Congratulations, Venkat, and wish you all the best. And we are looking forward giving
Ravi,
some
there is a couple of
internships.
questions in here, I think, in the
Yeah, yeah,
chat
yeah.
room.
I'm going through.
Okay.
Looking forward internships for our students in your company soon. Thank
Yeah,
you.
sure. Thank you, Ravi Gary. I'm
Yeah,
happy to help.
yeah, definitely. Thank you. There is question, very difficult question, it seems. How do you decide which field to enter when you are interested in multiple of them?
Great
Hmm.
question, actually. I mean, yeah, absolutely. So that's why I recommend to try out starting with one of the first. Like you are interested in 4 different fields, right? Start trying like do a small internship, go and then get an exposure, learn something. All of them. This is what like if you're in a college, you will get a chance to do rotations in different labs, different areas, so that you learn what's happening, how the working is in that particular field, that particular area. So even in the high school, you get a chance in each summer, or even regular time, you can get an internship or volunteer. Go and volunteer in a lab. Try to learn what is happening. Do you think it is what you're going to like in the future? Then you may decide. So that's the way to go when you are interested. Like, of course, obviously, when you are starting in the beginning of the career, you feel like I like this, I like that, I like many things. Yeah, obviously. So you have to stick with one or two. So that's the way to go.
Yep. Um,
And there's another
another
question, I think. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Ravi.
another question. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If a student
Another
is
question.
interested, if a student is interested in going to a STEM career, do you suggest that they do an internship or a summer program at a college and university? Yes. So it's another great question. Highly encourage. I highly recommend STEM careers. STEM fields always, you're not like, it's not just a laptop or computer programming or something. You're working in a lab or in a environment is also matters a lot. It's collaborative work towards a problem, right? So an internship always helps you to understand better the problem, and even you learn more, and then you get into a different field, which is even better by doing internship or summer program. So in the US, there are so many options. If you can travel around, go to different universities. MIT, I know, like I said, I worked with many high school students, undergrads. Most of them are now in medical colleges. So as a student, I worked with them. As a scientist, I worked with them. I still continue work with a bunch of the students whenever I get opportunity like this. So I highly encourage.
Okay, so here is another question. Any good tips on how to get an internship opportunity? Like how to search, how to approach a person within an organization, how to write to them. So any tips towards that is appreciated.
It's a wonderful question. It's a great question.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's a great question. So first thing is finding the opportunity, right? In one of my slides, I'm going to put it in the presentation in the chat window. I think you can download it and look at it. I provided some links, useful links, how to find a internship opportunity. So the most important thing is find the area that you're interested in. You're not quite sure, okay, that's fine. Find a lab or a group or a company or anything. If you come through like one of the connections or like your seniors, it is even better. Then approaching. So sometimes students feel shy to approach, write an email or ask if they want to do an internship. So you should not have that. Just go ahead, write an email to like the lab director or the lab head or whoever it is. Nicely, first the way you have to start is, hi, how are you? Then you introduce yourself, you're so and so, you're so and so high school, your school, what is your interest, and then you explain your interest, and then you write about what find interesting in his research and how you get excited about it. And then in the end, ask if you have any opportunity to volunteer or internship or work, then ask for that. Like these are 3-4 sentences. This is the way to approach, write an email to get an internship or some of the paid internships. You go there, you apply, you find applications in the links that I'm trying to find it. Just let me share that with you. There are some like here in the Massachusetts, there are a bunch of mass bio program is there. MIT has a Europe program is there. So every year, lots of high school students come over here. I think nearby in Pennsylvania, UPenn, Penn State, or even New York area, there are so many places that offer, even companies. Some of times, like you go to company website, and there is a tab called Career. There you can see that internships. Just go ahead and apply. Another thing is to apply for internship. A CV or a resume is very, very important. So a resume, a CV, so you have to create it. So sometimes like it's a beginning, right? Resume should represent yourself, your attitude, your personality, so and your technology, your expertise. So that's another important thing. Let me share this presentation. Give me one second. And Ravi, if you have any other questions, go ahead. And Ramana, if you have any other suggestions, please go ahead and speak up.
Yeah, others also can jump in the discussion and give your opinion.
And the questions, you don't have to type in, you can unmute and ask the question too. That's not a problem.
Yeah,
Yes.
Mahinder, as Mahinder said that, what I think the best way is, first of all, you can look around the companies, you can search in the companies you have in your community. For example, if you live in Collegeville, there are a good number of companies that including GSK, Johnson & Johnson. You can go to that website and you can look for, like a co-op opportunities, internship opportunities, something like that. And definitely, you can try to connect the people who work in those companies, and you can directly approach them and saying that they're showing interest, and in that way they can internally submit your CV. I know everyone is not going to go that far, but I think nothing wrong in trying. I think again, networking, you can just build the networking. at this age, and that will be helpful in the long run.
Yeah. One of the purpose of this kind of meetings is to build that network and invite subject experts to these meetings. I have Lata Vasireddy, scientist. Lata garu, can you please introduce yourself?
Sure, Andy Ravi garu. Unfortunately, I am in a place where I cannot turn my camera on. So it's actually so good to meet so many scientists, especially, we've been seeing people in IT and all. It gives me so much happiness to meet scientists. And I agree with most of the things that everybody said. Just to take a step back and introduce myself, I did my PhD from Department of Biochemistry, Usmania University, came here to do the postdoc, worked in ophthalmology field in different universities, and ultimately moved to UPenn and worked as a senior scientist as well as director of translational sciences. And now I'm in a pharma working in the translational toxicology, heading the department. So basically my role is, you guys have heard so much about all the approvals of all the drug therapies. Before the therapy even gets into the patients, it has to be tested in animals to see the safety and toxicity of any drug. So that's where mostly my focus is on. So I'm basically involved in submitting all the documents, generating the data, and proving to FDA that the drug what we wanted to test in patients is safe. So I have both academic as well as industry experience. So, and I have a son who is in 10th grade. Of course, he's into STEM, but not into biology. So I'll be happy to help anybody if they want me to put them in touch with anybody in the academia. Right now, where we are, the industry for high schoolers is a little bit tricky because of so many restrictions, especially with COVID. But academia is the best bet for anybody who wants to start an internship. So if somebody needs help, I'll be happy to do it.
Looks like there is a couple of questions in the chat box. Let me address those. What is the Raju is asking? What is the best kind of volunteering options for high school students? Yes, I mean, just to find a nearby school or university and reach out to the research group. Sometimes networking through your network, and approach them. That's the way to go for finding high school student opportunity. In summertime, some of the labs have some extra money, especially for the high school students. They offer paid internships, and that means they have to take some high schoolers. It's a mandatory for them. They were given that money by NIH or NSF, so they're also looking for high school students. So you need to identify the opportunity. That's what is important. So that's the way to go. And the other question is Parthasarathi Madala is asking, interested in a Medicare. Please share advantages, disadvantages of MD versus DO. What is DO? I'm not sure what is DO, but advantages. MD, medical doctor. There's so many advantages, right? You make a lot of money. Number one, you are serving the people. It's a service-oriented profession. And you gain lots of knowledge, various different fields. You receive a lot of respect from the society. Those are advantages. And disadvantages, I won't call them a disadvantages. You need to work hard, number one. And sometimes you work late as well, because that's a service-oriented profession. So those are probably the disadvantages. But medical career, I mean, even though you should take the medical career, you don't have to go for the practice side. You can even go for the research side. Like you can conduct some clinical trials. You can lead some clinical trials, things like that. So it all depends on what you want to do, whatever the career you take, in the medical side even. Can you please share the link for this recorded session? Okay. I think Ravi is going to do that for
Yes.
Ron is
Yes.
asking.
Yeah. I'm recording it, so I will share it in the groups. Um,
Share
do
with
you
me
have
as
any
well,
more
Ravi.
scientists here? Ravinder or Sri? I don't know. Sri is Sri Gata, Ravinder Erla, and even anyone else who I don't know who joined. Yeah, if you are working in one of the STEM areas, then please introduce yourself so that as a community, we should know who are our experts here so that maybe next time you can give a presentation on this. Anyone else?
Hello, Ravi Garu. This is Pranav speaking.
Yeah,
I live in St. Louis, and hello everyone, and hello Dr. Mahinder. Yeah. I have 2 points to talk, but before that, I'll just introduce myself in a very brief manner. So I live here in St. Louis, and I'm a postdoctoral researcher here in Washington University in St. Louis, and I work in Department of Neurology here. And my field is I work on a disease called Alzheimer's disease. Um, so yeah. So I have 2 points to talk. One is regarding volunteering options for high school students. So one best thing is to get this volunteering option or internship in academia, working in universities. So every university, most of the universities have these associations called postdoctoral associations, and postdocs are always looking forward to help their fellow postdocs and also community. So there are different committees within postdoctoral associations. One of the committee is called outreach committee, where they look for helping people in the community, and also especially high school students, because we plan to reach out high school students to make them aware of how research environment is, and how what are the different fields within research. So one best thing is to reach out to postdoctoral associations by themselves. I think that's one of the good routes to get the information, because we look forward like to help students within our association. So that's one thing. And the second thing is about again internships in research labs. So I think there's one question, like how do you decide which field to enter when you are interested in multiple of them? So I remember like my PI, like my boss, saying things to like undergrad students who come for summer internships to our lab. So we might be interested in many things, in doing great research, but definitely having interest and working in the field it's entirely different. You need to have that experience. Like especially working in research is you can't just leave thinking about that after you leave lab. You need to think about it. You need to be patient and everything. So you get that when you work in the lab. So that's what my boss says to undergrad. So there is a lot of hard work, patience you need, especially if you want to work in a lab. So that's what he says to undergrad students. So to get that experience, it's better to work in, especially if you want to get into research or in any field, to work in that particular environment. So how do you decide it? You need to go into the environment where you're interested in, and then decide. So yeah.
Hi Pranav, this is Veda. Thanks
Yes,
for a
yes.
brief description.
Okay.
Actually, you told about an opportunity for the high schoolers, right? Is there any opportunity that open up for this summer? My son, he's going to the sophomore. He'll be sophomore for the next. He's a rising sophomore. But
Okay.
do we have any opportunity open up for him? I heard we
Uh,
lives in Pennsylvania, so
okay. I live in St. Louis. I don't have actually, short answer is I don't know, but yeah, it's better like.
Let me answer
Pranav,
this one.
can I answer this question because I live in
Yeah, sure.
Pennsylvania?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think you'll be the right
Yeah,
person.
Veda, this is Lata.
Oh, Lata, yeah.
So yeah, so there are bunch of things that I can suggest is like in Pennsylvania, besides whatever Pranav said about the lab-based opportunities, University of Pennsylvania and Drexel, they do have voluntary opportunities for high schoolers. It's not a full day program. It's just a few hours a day, few hours a week. Few days a week. And it's not like one particular department for which this option is like you do not have to approach any professor or any lab. Basically, it's through University of Pennsylvania's website or Drexel's website. So you just go to the student association's website and find these opportunities that are open. Just make sure that they do not have any restrictions because of COVID, but otherwise they put the kids in different hospitals as well as different departments, which the kid will be given, the opportunity will be given to the kid to choose the department. And this is one of the wonderful opportunities.
Oh, thank you so much, Lata. It's great to hear from you that this is volunteer, right? What about the research opportunity?
Yes. So for
that
the
will
research
be also
opportunity, for the research opportunities, he just have to basically, if he knows somebody, you can put your application through somebody. It's again networking. If you do not know anybody, you just have to go into each department and look for the professors. If you have a chance, look for the research, which will be pretty intense. But in general, a biochemistry or chemistry is something which all the kids know about. They just have to keep writing to the professors until they hear. So many kids will be approaching each department. But one thing I had seen previously in several years is usually kids try to wait till April, May to figure out what I'm going to do in summer. But to let you know, most of the professors receive the applications in November, December itself for the next summer. So if you do not hear from anybody, so there's nothing to worry, like nobody's responding kind of, it could be because it's already full, because the kids who have already attended previously, they wanted to come back is one, and they would bring their friends, another one. And most of the kids in the junior year and senior year, they would try to start from November itself. So that's one of the thing. But if at all, any of those things happen through networking, it works in the last minute, like in April, May, at least in Penn and Drexel, that's what I've seen. But if it does not work, but Penn do have real good opportunity for any of these kids from 10th grade onwards.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Lata. Actually, I suit up a email for Drexel and Penn, but I didn't get any response from them. I'm still waiting on that. So that's the reason just I wanted to bring up the topic here. Actually, thank you for the wonderful, the explanation, Lata. I really appreciate on it. Even the Mahender, thank you, Mahender, for your wonderful presentation too. And you also mentioned that you will give an opportunity for high schoolers also. So since I'm being contacting like many faculty, but none of them, I didn't get response from none of them. So is there any opportunity for the high schoolers under you or a Lata or anyone? And I know that there is a lot of scientists in this call. So is there any open opportunity for high schoolers for this summer?
See, so the first thing is, the interest from your kid is admiring, into sciences, and then your support is really great. That's what is, I like it. So under me, I'm located in Massachusetts, Boston area. So like what Lata said, the applications and processes are usually done way ahead, and then other students are coming in. Like old volunteers or old researchers, they want to come back in. So usually they filled up. So this year I do not have anything open in my lab, but some of the links, you mentioned you contacted many. How many professors have you contacted? It's a process of, it's a continuous process. You keep contacting many and many and many. One will hit, like,
I sent almost like 4 to 5 email. I think
that's
6 professors where I suit up an email, but I didn't get any response.
Let me tell you one thing. 4 to 5 is nothing, at least 50,
Yeah.
I would say. And one more thing is, professors, they receive at least 500 to 600 emails a day.
Okay.
Just a normal professor who is not busy. The busy and popular ones, they receive thousands. Okay. So sometimes what happens is you may have to, like, after 2 weeks later, you just send another reminder email. That's not a problem. So sometimes it goes straight into the spam boxes. So it's difficult sometimes. There isn't so many. It's not only these opportunities. They receive, like, other emails, regular professional emails, requests for the graduate students, requests for postdoctoral opportunities. So many things they receive. So what I'm trying, I recommend, just go through my presentation. I put it on the chat window. Look into the last slide that I provided some links. Just look at those, read through them. You will get a better understanding how to approach it.
Okay. Thank you so much. Because I tried for MIT summer high school summer program too.
Yeah, you tried that?
Yeah, I like that program, and I also try to fill all the application and everything. Since they said they open from 16 plus, but my son is just 15 years. Maybe he's eligible for the next year.
Probably.
Yeah, Veda, that
and
is
also,
something I wanted to add too, because your son is a rising sophomore, so he must be 14, right?
Yeah, 15,
so some of the labs may not accept if the kid is not 15 or 16.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And
that
then
was the
to
one
add
of the
to
criteria. Yeah, it has been
yeah,
pulling
to add
down.
to yeah, to add to Mahinder Gari's point is like some of the emails are not even read by the professor. It'll be the secretary who will be reading those emails. So 510 is nothing. You have to add a 0 on the right side.
Okay. I'm just learning on the way. So it's really a wonderful presentation today. Like, you guys are all made it, like, more knowledgeable. Now I think, I need to take it to the, like, more number of emails now. Thank you so much, Lata. Thank you so much, Mahinder.
And there's one more opportunity I'll let you know. I'm sharing this link. I'm putting this link in the chat window. Go through it.
Okay.
It's a math bio program. I mean, if you're not, if you are okay sending your kid to Massachusetts or Boston area. So if you find this, I don't know whether this is supporting the kids from other state. I'm not sure, but give it a try. Just so what it does is, this is the math bio program. What they do is they provide 50% of the scholarship, whichever the lab he is going to. If we find a lab, they provide 50% scholarship, which is another advantage for the students who would like to do volunteering opportunities, because he's coming with the money, right? So just go find if there is any opportunities out there. Just try to find this. So
okay. I heard about this. One of my my son friend got into it, I think, for MIT.
Yeah. So I put the link in the chat window. Just go and open it and try it out. And Boston area has about 60, 70 schools. So there's a lot. So many around here. If you're not worried to send him to Boston area, then
no, definitely I'm not worried. I'm open. Like, they had to get a lot of exposure themselves. That's how they will self-build, right? So I'm always open for those kind of challenges for the son. That's for my son. So that's the reason.
And I would recommend you to let him handle the emails. So he can sit down like every day, 1 to 2 hours. Put like this, every 2 hours a day, 15 to 20 emails. Search for the professor, send an email. The 2 hours every day. Do that for like a month. He will find an opportunity. He will find multiple opportunities. But like 4 or 5, 3 emails, that's not going to do anything. Sometimes you don't know even whether the professor opened the email or not. If you went into his spam folder, there's so many things. So it's like a shot in the dark, right? So throw me as many stones as possible.
Okay, yeah, definitely I'll do. But I sent couple of for that assistant professors too. So, but also, definitely I will. Definitely I'll do more than. Yeah, thank you so much for your information. Yeah, it was a great info.
I have one suggestion, like which I followed for my PhD search or postdoc search, especially for PhD search. What I used to do is this would be a very simple thing, but I think it makes a bit difference. Like there are many forums where you can find how to write an email, how to write the subject. I did that when I did my search for PhD.
That's a very good point, Pranav. That's a very good point. Your subject line defines whether I am going to read this email or not. That's
Yes,
very,
yes.
very
Yeah,
important.
that's a
Yeah,
very, yeah, that's what I'm
Catchy
Yeah.
words, interesting topic. So, like for example, high school student, highly smart high school student looking for opportunity, something like that. So, a subject line, summa cum laude. What there are those, right? Summa cum laude student, so and so looking for this, ready to volunteer, something like that. The catchy subject title is very important.
Yeah. And
On this,
sorry. Yeah, just go ahead, please.
no, you go ahead, please. Yeah.
The matter shouldn't be too long. It should be very crisp, and because professor won't have time to read the entire like 3-4 paragraphs, should be very crisp, and you should
5
deliver
sentences.
everything in.
Yes.
Yes. It
4
should be
to
very
5
crisp.
sentences.
Yeah, because I see my boss like he'll just quickly read. He won't have time. Sometimes he'll just put whatever he wants to say in subject line and send email. He won't even write anything. So they are that busy. And yeah, I think this is the point. And it is very important that to send a personalized email to every professor, you need to read his profile, read his research work, and then write a personalized email. I mean, one email doesn't fit for all professors. So
that's also a very important point.
Yeah.
Very, very important point. Because sometimes people, what they do is they create a structure and then copy paste, which irritates the professors basically. So you have to read. You have to read the research a little bit. Just one word from his research. You put it in there, you'll be very happy. Oh yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's like basically you're showing your interest is important rather than finding an opportunity. So that's how you find opportunities.
Okay, thank you both. Yeah, thank you. I will do that. Yeah, I'll ask my son to do that. Yeah, let him do that. And I know
that's another thing that that's another thing. Why are you doing for your son? Let him do it. He's, I think, 14-year-old.
No,
He's
compose
good
the
at.
email. He'll come to me. I will edit at the final. I'm not doing.
That's
He'll
good.
compose.
Yes.
I will
That's
edit
good.
at the final. Like, I'll just edit. So
That's
next
good.
time, like he has to come up with everything. So yeah, but
The
I'm also doing
editing is
research.
required. Editing is required. Yeah, that's good.
That polishing is required, right? So before sending that email, so the polishing is done by me. Yeah, down the line, I think he need to take care of that too. So on the quick note, I have one more question. I was going through some of the high school programs in UPenn or Penn State or Drexel or MIT. They're all some paid high school programs are there. How much is that is worth for a college for the college getting into the college? Is that because the money that they're putting for the high school programs are really high? For example, UPenn, I saw some $10,000 for high school programs. It's a lot of money. So is that really worth for students to go and do those summer programs for getting into the college?
Yes.
I don't know. I can. It's a double-edged sword, in my opinion, Mahendran,
Okay.
because we keep hearing from the counselors about the same thing. Because any admission process, they wanted to see what the kids' interest is, because the kids' interest is different and paid is different. Just because you have money, you're able to go, that's different. But the same with the same interest, without paying, the kid could get same experience somewhere. So
I think I didn't understand the question properly. Looks like the university is paying to the kid, or kid is paying to the university?
No, not the university paying. It is
we are the kid. Like we had to pay for the summer
then
program.
That's a no. That's a no answer. We don't want to pay money. There's a lot of free volunteering, plenty of opportunities are there. Don't give money to anybody to get an opportunity. I wouldn't recommend that at all. Like Lata Garu said, that's true.
Yeah. Because there are like, okay. Thank you so much, Lata.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
this
is Sukesh
school...
Sabani.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No,
hey,
go ahead.
Mahindra, this is Sukesh here. I just want to have a quick comment on, the paid programs. Actually, my daughter, she's just finishing up her senior year and getting into college. And I did a lot of research, right? So there are so many forums that I read through for the last couple of years. And exactly, a lot of parents have the same question, whether you have to pay for these highly paid programs in the top universities to get into college. Actually, the professors from the college themselves mentioned that it's not really required. right? If you're passionate about any subject, yes, you go explore, but don't do any program just to get into college. So that was a recommendation from actually, Harvard, MIT. I mean, a lot of professors that I spoke to, this is exactly what they said. Yes, you have money, passion, yes, that's fine, but just don't pay to get into a college.
True.
Oh,
True.
yeah, thank you.
Well said,
Thank
But
you so much.
the problem is these courses are offered by these prestigious universities like UPenn, Columbia, MIT. They all have these paid programs. So parents are really confused because they think because of this brand name of these big universities. So they think that it is really worth to go with them by paying money.
Ravigar, so in that aspect, there is one small a small thing which I would like to add is, let's say a kid wants to go to medical school. He doesn't have to get, what I heard from the academic people is like, he doesn't have to get to the medical program in any paid colleges. But if he wants to explore something like, hey, this summer I wanted to attend the debate course, an art course, a cooking course, something like that, that shows that this the versatility and how he wants to explore his life and what other things he's interested in. It's just not like a bookworm. So those kind of things I've seen that kind of eye catchy, rather than just focusing only on the subject where the kid wants to pursue his career in.
And one more point I can add is some of the schools that you mentioned, they're private schools. Like MIT is a private university. It's not like a government-run university. They have like these sometimes money-making things they have, and encash their popularity things. So I would like speak to the experienced people, like what Sukesh Garu said and like Lata Garu said. That's what I would recommend, to listen to them, and just don't blindly believe in those. Just do some research before we before we adapt it.
Right. Mahendra, I want to add one more valuable point here. Actually, I spoke to one of the professors in one of the Ivy League colleges. They actually said that these programs are usually run by a third-party companies, not by the college themselves.
Very good
that
point.
Primarily
True.
because,
yes.
Right, and the main reason why these prestige colleges allow them to do is because the colleges are usually vacant in the summer times, and they just let them let these third party academic institutions use their facilities. This way it's a win-win for both of them, right? So any aspirants get to see the college, get a feel of experience, and they get to stay in the dorms. It is good for the college. At the same time, it's good for these money-making institutions to run some program in that facility.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I just want to add one point for everyone. Internships and volunteering are the two important aspects in the high school. A lot of parents have this concern about how to get the internships, especially during the COVID situation. Most of the institutions and companies are closed for these kind of opportunities. So it's a tough time, but what we would like to do as a community, as a group here is collect those opportunities as we go through, meaning whoever gone through those, had those opportunities, just share the information so that we can put them together in a website, so that future students will have an opportunity to know, because some companies and some institutions and some professors, they are continuously taking students like that. So if we know that information, okay, these are the institutions, they offer these professors and these companies, and what are those programs, if we know locally what are those opportunities available, then it's easy for younger students to opt those opportunities. So one major part of our this program is to collect that information from senior students, and then make it available to the junior students and younger students. So my request to all the parents and high school students, senior students is, if you know any of those kind of opportunities that you availed or your friends availed, please send us that information so that we can keep it together for other students. Thank you.
Yeah, I echo with Ravi Garu. Yeah, it's a definitely as like, for sophomores and the freshmen, is definitely we require those kind of information. I really appreciate for all the parents or the scientists here to share those kind of information so that we can make a roadmap for our kids for the future. They definitely help for us. Thank you, Ravi Garu. Thank you, Mahinder.
Yes, sure. So one more thing, I put another link in the chat window that is a list of universities in the United States. You can go and find in whatever is available in your state. The thing, finding internship or volunteer opportunity, you have to have a lot of patience. Sit down in front of the computer, just step by step. First find which universities you have in your state and which university you have close to your house, and you have to create a priorities, and then go to that university website and academics departments and your interest, whatever it matches there, which how many professors. Some universities list like hundreds of professors, but all of them are not active in the research. Some of them are active, so you need to find who is active. I mean, you can send an email, that's not a problem, but some of the active professors, you will get a response better. So I posted this link in the chat window. You can give it a try, finding universities nearby, departments nearby. And also in my presentation, I mentioned like NASA, NIH, NSF. They also have institutes. NIH in Maryland area. So many summer interns and so many regular interns they take. They have programs too. Look up for them. I have links in my presentations for everything. Just to go through them.
Mahinder, I have one quick question, because if the kid want to go for a research field, they'll ask a previous experience of the research. So how do we? That was a big challenge for me too. So
it's a chicken and egg type of thing, how do you get experience if you don't give a chance? So it's like, not everybody does that. Some people like who is in high demand does that, but lots of assistant professors, new labs looking for free labor, like free volunteers basically. So you just go and volunteer yourself, you gain the experience, knowledge, put it on your resume. So you find a better opportunity next year or next one. So that's how you approach. So not everybody does that. So you still have US has so many internship opportunities. Just you need to have a patience and find it. And usually, Ravi, I'll share it with you whenever some opportunities comes in my network. I mean, you see a bunch of the job opportunity I always share. So
yes.
I can share it with you too.
Yeah, thank you, Mahinder.
Postdoctoral opportunities and all other, we are in together in other forums, right? I share them regularly. And
sure.
Whenever I see, now I'm connected to this community, so whenever I see an internship opportunity, I'll share it with you, Ravi, and you can share it with all the rest of the parents. Today I'm feeling very happy to see some parents are very excited on their kids' careers, and they're spending time on work. That's what is real good motivation for me. It's very rare.
Very good. Anyone else? I want to hear from students. Any students who is in high school and have question or comment? Anything?
Hey Ravi, this is Bon. I have a question, but I will wait for students if anybody wants to ask.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. First of all, thanks Ravi and Mahinder and everyone for your time. My question is, I heard some of the school counselors, they do provide information about these voluntary opportunities. At least from Downingtown East, I haven't seen that happening. Not sure if any schools are providing that kind of information.
I think I can speak about Kanistraga. I mean, what I've noticed is on the website, they do keep posting the available opportunities. And sometimes during, the monthly meetings with the classes and respective classes, if some parents, they get all the information, the counselor passes that information on.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I think also it depends on the counselor. Some counselors, they always network with people and then they get update themselves and they have a latest communications connections. They have knowledge about it, but maybe not true with all the counselors, I guess.
Any other questions?
Hello.
Yes.
My name's Anshul Valetti, and I have a question.
Go ahead.
So I'm actually interested in the field of computational biology, and I want just like, and I'm in 11th grade. And I'm interested in that field, and I just want to know like more about it. What career opportunities will arise? Will there be a growth in that? Will there be a growth in jobs for that field?
A lot, plenty of opportunities, computational biology. It's nowadays lots of science and computers are coming together to solve many problems. One of them I mentioned is bioinformatics. Solving the biology using the computers, computational programs, software and designing software, things like that. Drug discovery, drug development side, data analysis side, plenty of opportunities are there. I mean, it's a growing field now. It's more and more opportunities are opening up every year. All you need to do is keep yourself up to date with the latest trends on the computational biology. Even doing biology, lots of machine learning. These two are very important. Artificial intelligence, machine learning. If you can gain some experience in those areas, biology, lots of things are happening.
Yeah.
Computational biology side.
Yeah. Also, okay. Yeah. Towards that goal, it is also advisable to have some kind of course in your undergrad, like doing a minor in computers related course along with your biology or whatever your majors are. So yeah, there is going to be huge opportunity in that area. What do you think, Mahendra?
Yes, absolutely. That's what I mentioned in my presentation as well. So one, you have to have a major, which is major focus, minor, like interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary. That's what I mentioned, right? Couple of minors. If you, let's say, as a coursework, one minor, as a hobby, another thing. You learn yourself. If you can match, then you will be like, your resume will be in the top, or your curriculum will be on the top. I mean, like people look for multiple skill sets, right? So taking a minor courses are really important in addition to a major. But so like, you have to like mix them, like, biology may be minor, computational sciences may be major, or vice versa. So you have to pick what your interest is. And then again, these internship programs and other things will help you how to approach and how to proceed on that goal.
Right now I'm attending this magnet school that specializes in medicine. I did a lot of like medicine coursework. So I would, for when applying to college, how would I go about applying coming from this like background?
So when you're applying for the colleges, I didn't understand your question quite.
So I came from a magnet school that does a lot, that's medicine specialized. It has a
your school name, like
the name of my school is the Middlesex County Academy of Allied Health and Biomedical Sciences, and it specializes in like medicine and has a lot of medicine coursework. So how would I like apply for how do I apply to switch fields basically to go to something more computer specialized from this school?
I see. I hear you. Yeah, I mean, any college you go there, look for like, let's say now you have a lot of biology and biological sciences experience and coursework you've taken. It looks like that's how it sounded to me, like, right? Now you would like to enter into the computational sciences that you're interested in, right? So find like strong computational chemistry or computational sciences program, the college which offers a strong computational sciences programs, and then like take that as a initially in the freshman year, take first course and then see how it goes, and then find related courses, and that's how you go ahead. I mean, keep biology as a minor and major as a, I mean, if you really want to do lots of like programming or do computational stuff in the biology side, then you have to major it, right? So find that one. Otherwise, if you want to keep the computational sciences as a minor, you continue with the biology major and then try to learn new. Like for example, I mean, to me, I don't know what is Python, but I now started learning it because it's being used in many of the technology that I use. I mean, computers becoming more and more common in every area. It looks like every field. So programming languages you get to learn. So that's how you need to find a program. Hope I did answer the question.
I have another question. So in my school they also offered like electives for Python and Java. I took those. Would that be like enough to show interest?
Yes, absolutely. And if you want to do and find a computational chemistry, computational biology lab for internship, look for those labs. And if you go and do like
where would I find those?
I sent some links. Look through my maybe like presentation there. Follow the links.
Okay.
And I put some links in the chat window as well. So how do you do this? You just go to a university or school website there and look for the computational sciences departments, and there see and there whatever the research they're doing, what kind of research they're doing. If it is like related to bioinformatics or computational, then just send them an email expressing your interest to work on. And nowadays, if you're working with the computational sciences, you can remotely also work from wherever you are to which place, whatever the place. So
okay.
And
thank you.
create a nice resume for yourself, showing your you've taken the Python, Java courses, your coursework, and all other things, so that they need to know what is your capabilities. So
okay, thank you.
And Mahendra, if I may add a quick comment.
Go ahead.
So sure, this actually magnet schools is a very good one. I didn't get your name, but actually magnet schools are very good. That itself actually give you an edge in your college applications. And I also believe that magnet schools do provide some opportunities for internships, so you can actually explore them as well.
Okay, thank you. My name is
I'm not familiar with those school system. Yeah.
So those are the elite schools, Mahendra Garu. So actually, only few there are only few magnet schools in New Jersey. Actually, and even my son actually, he's in 8th grade. He'll be going to one of the technical schools from next year. So actually, these are like more. If you remember, I just want to give you a correlation, like a polytechnic in India, if you remember.
So technology oriented.
Like exactly, yeah. So there are like schools for engineering. These are like focus schools, right? So there will be like for some of these counties or districts, right? They'll have one school for engineering kids, one school for medical sciences. So these are like focused. So kids who are interested, they move away from the public schools into these schools, and then they just had to focus on their whatever they want to do undergrad in.
So
sorry,
are they public schools or private schools?
These are public. Sorry? Yeah, these are public.
Public schools, free education.
But free education. But these are closer to the private schools in terms of standards.
Very good. So I don't think we have in Pennsylvania, right?
I don't know, but we definitely have in. I'm from New Jersey. That's why I'm familiar with the magnet schools. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we have something called STEM Academy, which has some specialized STEM programs, but but I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, actually, every state has different names, Ravika, right? Okay. So, I mean, I know I have some friends in Virginia. I think they go to something called Thomas Jefferson School, right? So those are like specialized schools where they had kids prepare. They had to take some entrance. I mean, all these schools they get some pre-screening using their middle school GPA. They had to take some written tests. They go to interviews. So
True.
yeah.
True. Yep. Yeah.
Sorry,
go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't introduce myself properly before. My name's Anshul Valetti, and I'm a junior from Middlesex County Academy of Allied Health and Biomedical Sciences in New Jersey. Thank you for helping me.
Sure, and I sent you some links to your personal message. Check those out for the opportunities in your computational biology.
Okay, thank you.
Sure, and there is a website called Pathways to Science for internships finding, especially for high school students. It's a very useful, informative, and website. Check it out. Pathways to Science.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Yeah, pathwaystoscience.org.
Yeah, can you please share us that link? And would it help? Sorry, this is Raja from Pennsylvania. My son is in ninth grade. He's a freshman. He'll be completing ninth. So looking for some opportunities with respect to his 11th grade projects and internship programs. So any guidance would be very helpful.
Sure. I mean, I put the link, the pathwaystoscience.org link in the chat window. You can try, and then in my presentation there are so many useful links I have included there. Again, I shared the deck as well. Somebody asking for the deck.
Yeah.
I'm doing it again. So here it is.
Yeah,
Sure.
I mean,
yeah, go ahead, Ravi.
Whoever is in the call and would like to get this information and additional information, we have a group, high school parents group. I just posted the link to join the group, and whatever the information I get from Mahinder and any other sources, I will post there, and it is an opportunity to interact with other parents and share the information. So that is one way to take it forward.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions? Any students who are in dilemma, which way to go, where to go, how to go? Students side. Okay, it's almost 2 hours, and I think we had good session and good discussion. And if there are, if there are no other questions, then we can close the session for today.
Ravi garu, Banu again. So where is this deck ending? Sorry, I'm not able to find in the chat.
Oh, chat window, Ralida. I sent it to everyone. I shared it with Ravi as well. Ravi, can you share? I shared it in your WhatsApp as well.
Yes. I will post in the high school parents group. So I sent that link to join the group, so that you will get everything from there.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
Yeah, I sent in the chat window. Just click on it and join the group, so that we can share the information. Anyone else have any last question? Okay, if there are no further questions, then I thank Mahinder for his time.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
A lot of great information, and I like your passion, Mahinder. So the way you join multiple sessions and basically share your knowledge and expertise. That is something we are trying to promote in the community here, because we have students and parents in need of information, and we have parents who are working in those fields and they have that knowledge. So it's just we need to connect them together and then share that knowledge. So that's the community wisdom and knowledge that we have to build and use it for the community. Thank you very much again for your time. And me and just for the information to others, me, Mahinder, we are from chemistry department, Osmania University. We do a lot of mentoring programs for students in India also. Mahinder is a great guy to give that information and motivate students. He runs a company and he's very busy, but in spite of it, he takes out time to give back to the society and his alma mater, Usmania University, and students. Thank you again, Mahinder. It's
My pleasure. Thank you so much, Ravi, for the invitation. Happy to help anytime. Someday,
yes.
I would recommend you to connect students, whoever has let's say having trouble in finding internships. I mean, some another 30-minute session we can do show them live.
Mahinder, why
Way.
don't I do this? I will add you in our high school parents group so that whenever you see a question, you can
Respond.
try to.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
I think that's better. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks,
Thank you
guys.
so much, everyone. Take care.
Have a great weekend, and see you guys next time. Thank you again.
Take care.
Bye,
Thank
Mahinder.
you. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Thank you.